If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Bitcoin shaking, I trace the charts line. Patterns taking shape, stealing my time. Accounts alive, dancing with the trend. Crypto's my map, guiding to the end. Oh, girl, let's move slow, read the rise and fall. Every shape we chase, answering the call. I'm in love with the shape of you. We bend and break like the market's view. I'm in love with the shape of crypto, rising high where the patterns flow. Come on now, follow my play. Shape of crypto, lighting my way. Oh, shape of crypto, take my day. I'm in love with the shape of crypto, rising high where the patterns flow. Dips form triangles, I hold the line. Way-oh, shape the moves, making a mind. Accounts my guide, riding the waves design. Dancing through charts, where I redefine. Yeah, girl, let's move slow, read the rise and fall. Every shape we chase, answering the call. I'm in love with the shape of you. We bend and break like the market's view. I'm in love with the shape of crypto, rising high where the patterns flow. Come on now, follow my play. Shape of crypto, lighting my way. Oh, shape of crypto, take my day. Every pattern we trace, we dance it through. Satoshi's code, shaping what's true. Hold my hand, profits align. Crypto's my pulse, glowing divine. I'm in love with the shape of crypto, rising high where the patterns flow. Come on now, follow my play. Shape of crypto, lighting my way. Oh, shape of crypto, take my day. Shape of crypto, fading to the glow. Dancing with my pattern flow. Let it grow, let it grow. I used to drown my sorrows when the market fell. Satoshi sinking low, a personal hell. Accounts of ghost, tempting me to break, but I stay sober for the market's sake. Oh, crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me strength, let the hope flow free. Crypto sober is saving me, yeah. Dips hit hard, I fight the old desire. Whales in the shadows, fuel in the fire. Accounts my anchor, keeping me whole. Sober through the crash, reclaiming my soul. Oh, crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me strength, let the hope flow free. Crypto sober is saving me, yeah. Every drop I face, I stand my ground. Satoshi's promise, a steady sound. Hold my wheel, redemption's near. Crypto's my fight, wiping every tear. Crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me straight to let the hope flow free. Crypto sober, is saving me. Hey, crypto sober, fade into the morn, sipping my resolve till the storm is warm. Yeah, keep me whole, keep me whole. Oh, Bitcoin's gone. I miss the rise. Satoshi slipped through my hands. Oh, my eyes. Accounts empty. Hearts in a bind. Should've held tight. Lost my mind. Yeah. Is it too late now to say I'm wrong? Price is pumping. I don't belong. Wells are laughing, game so bright. Baby, can we turn back the
Ladies and gentlemen, please grab your ding-a-lings, give them a little fling as we take part of the nightly cowbell ceremony. Ward off those evil little demon voices that ring in our head to make us make stupid choices. Ring them along. Grab that ding-a-ling, make it sing, baby. Bukkake them demons.
lift me home. Lips came fast, I sold too soon. Regrets a shadow under the moon. Accounts
And I think we're ready to start.
I feel the beat. Dancing to crypto.
Habib?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button,
What the
I
hell?
just want to say thank you.
You stole my button pusher.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Sean. It's okay, Sean. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. How you doing, everybody? We're watching the markets tank on the weekend. First thing I want to say is apparently there's a lot of altcoin capitulation going on out there. That's what's going on with some people. Let me just say this. The weekends, if you capitulate on the weekends, you'll probably look back and say, that was probably in my feelings. I probably shouldn't have done that. Not trying to tell you what to do, not trying to tell you what not to do, but there we go. The weekends are here to scare out retail or entice retail in. And now I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we could be surprised tomorrow for what's going on. But let's get into this. Bitcoin is at 102, which is better than 101 and 500 where it was earlier today. But let's see what's going on the daily charts here. And I want to take a look at Bitcoin. Whereas this is over perpetual futures over on MEXC. And what's going on here, Bitcoin? We're below our non-daily moving average, so we can talk bad about it. You got a problem. We kind of lost at 50, hoping to hold that. That was about 104.5. And of course, that started kicking off yesterday. Yesterday on a Friday. We just came in. We had a pump up Monday. Look at all these green candles. This is not the Christmas tree candles. They look like this. Almost as bad. This is the Hikanashi candles, but look at it. Purple, 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 purple. Oh, baby, we're pumping up to the upside. Come and chase me. We're going up to Valhalla. And then purple, 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 purple. Like we're just on a big old purple streak down, and they just came and wanted to take some of that money, get people twisted around there. Wait and fall for it. Wait and know what they's up to, those snaky little bastards. But anyway, here they are losing that 50 moving average on the daily. And that's a little concerning to be here in this stinky, spewy, sulfury smelling green cloud that ran over here. They usually, what we look for is this is a no man's land, is kind of like a no trade zone, really, is how the Ichimoku cloud strategy has it. There's actually a strategy that goes with this thing. But this is the daily, so we want to pay attention to that. There's times that we can ricochet off of this, or maybe it spits us off on the other side. This is it. We're going back to zero. Could we be confirming them? We haven't confirmed them in M pattern. We are still at higher low territory. So I'm pointing out the positives here too. This red line here was the big little sucker I've been watching and keep an eye on. See if we can hold that little sucker. Maybe we can reclaim it. This candle's still got some legs to it. Got 21 hours to reclaim this area over here, and that can still happen. This is the weekend. I just want to keep stressing that this is the weekend, and this is where whale games are played. And whales are nasty, and Bitcoin is the main focus, and they want it. And they get dirty. They are ruthless. They will scare the bejesus out of you. And it's not just Bitcoin, it's also a little side effect there on the altcoins too, right? So it sucks we lost a trend line. That does suck. It does suck that we could be making an M pattern, double top, going down to the downside. This could be it. This could be the top for Bitcoin. Could be. You can make that argument. If you got faith in the 4-year cycle, you can think, seeing how much what we've been waiting for. Man, this is the response that we get. We got the whole nation state trying to buy up all the Bitcoin in the world. We got corporations coming on board. We're making ways for the new companies to come in, for all the big money to come in. They want to chase that Bitcoin, and eventually they want to get into the other coins too, because they want the crypto. Not the junk crypto, but they want the good stuff. A Bitcoin. They want to take the Bitcoin but leave the cannoli. No. They want it. Hard to believe that this thing would go back to $15,000. I think there'd be some slight manipulation going over there. That's just my take. Doesn't have to be your take. No, it could be the big old double top. This is it, baby. This is it. This is all she wrote. The biggest concern right now is these gosh darn altcoins, man. Like I said, Bitcoin isn't in a good place, and she could still keep this area, and we could be in a range. That's normally what kind of happens when we get a nice run up. Or we could be slowly trying to trickle our way down here to some lower areas. We haven't figured that out just yet. We haven't got any confirmations to say that that's what we're going to do yet. It's not. We won't know until we break $100,000. But in my personal opinion, I think we're just in a big ass rangy summer. And I honestly believe that we can come back up here, not necessarily make a higher high, but come back in above this area. So until I see another candle close right below this red line, I'm inclined to still believe that we still, the 21 moving average has still got a little bit of a gravitational pull. It's got a little say-so that maybe help us kind of come up a little bit. So in my personal opinion, and what I'm looking for here, I've got to see this 0.5 pip area, which is at 105. I got to see us go at 105.7. I got to see us go tap that and hopefully go above it. Because if we don't go tap that and get above it, I fear that they might be rolling us over down here to these $97,000 and $98,000 areas for Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to come all at once, and I gosh darn don't think that it will necessarily come on a weekend. Well, actually, a scary move could come on. They would pick a Sunday, I believe, to do that. That's usually one of their favorite days. But me, I think they're just kind of mixing things up. They're shifting some days around on what they usually do. There was a little while I kept saying, man, these Wednesdays and mid weeks are starting to feel like the weekends did. And we went through that little shift, and there's been another subtle slight shift there. They just shifting things around, trying to confuse things, in my personal opinion. And we got this threat of war and everything else that you can imagine, just giving them everything that they need to manipulate these markets. Maybe that's why they like more so much, huh? Maybe that's why they want it so bad, because it helps them, makes it easier for them to really suck up all of that value in these scared markets. So I do want to come over here to the weekly, because I think this one's important. Look at the weekly. This is the bigger picture. That don't look too bad. We still above 9 moving average. I can't say a dang thing about Bitcoin yet. On the week, I can't be bearish on it on the week. I can be bearish as hell on it on the 4 hour though. I can. You watch me, or on the daily too. But on the weekly, I gotta say, man, you respecting that 9 moving average. You doing just right, baby. Not only are you respecting it, it fought to claim it back. Remember when we were down at 85,000, it fought to claim it back, and I was like, okay. And then it crossed over that 21 over here at 93,000. Like, okay. She got a little gas in her tank. She doing something. There's some junk in that trunk. Let's shake it, baby. Wow. Woo. Slap it. Wow. And here we go. I made our higher high, which was impressive as me because I really didn't think we were going to get that high. I didn't. I mean, I knew it was a possibility, but it wasn't what I was really betting money on, to be honest with you. I mean, that wasn't my first choice of what it would do. I thought we'd come down and fight for here, but no. But there's still a lot of people that were hoping, and maybe still be hoping, to grab some Bitcoin at 88,000. Don't know if that'll happen. If we lose that 9 weekly moving average, then we're on target for the 21 to come back and retest it. We could do that. That would suck. Don't want to do it. Well, just because of where we are in this market, man, what I really want is for Bitcoin just to chill out, go sideways, let altcoins catch the fuck up. Oh my God, I was cussing. It slipped out. Here we are with altcoins, looking at the Willy Booger. I thought we'd come back and retest that little guy. Retested it again. That's kind of like, how many times do you want to have to retest this? Second time I was kind of cool with, and I was like, okay. You came back, you made a little higher high. Third time, I'm like looking at you sideways thinking, yeah, I ain't liking you. We lost that, but it's a very interesting place that we came back and we're finding some support, which is this little orange line down here, which if you were with me last year, that was the area that was the resistance right in March and April, right when altcoins first died, when we should have took more and more profits. And I'll say I should have took a lot more profits then, and I didn't. Kind of interesting that we're coming back to find that as support, and gosh darn it, my bags are not as fat as they were when we were going up there when it was resistance. Explain that crap to me. Fees. Anyway, there's a good chance that will still be support, even though we lost it over here. Let's see how we react here. So we should catch something here. This is the 4 hour. Well, I would expect to see something to happen in rotten now. Toto 3, let's go in and let's ease drip a little bit. Before we do, I'm checking it out on the weekly. I see some stuff that could suggest that we could come back up a little bit. I don't know if it'll be a bearish retest idea or just kind of us flicking around through here. But the thing is, when they dump the market and they get everybody scared, we bounce down, and we at least get like a little dead cat bounce. We get something. We bounce back up a little bit, and if we need to roll over, then maybe we do it there. So if anyone does feel scared and trying to sell out of any positions, just know if you got the wiggle room to wait, especially if you're on spot, I would not sweat it. You might be finding some really good places to add to your bags right now. If you own spot, being the smart one in the group, the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm looking at this idea of this bullish bat pattern here that we may have filled a requirement over here at this area. It needs an 886 retracement in shorthand from the get-go point, which we had over here. And that's just one idea. It doesn't mean that it's even going to, that I've even got it figured out. But one thing about these are that if they are playing out, if this is qualified or not, they do something called a type 2 return, and that means they just come back and test that area. And so what we would be looking for here basically is anything from a same position, same price, same area retest, or a higher low area, 786, maybe an 886 right through there. We could see any variation of that, and trend lines suggest that maybe right here 721 billion if we do go a little south. over these next few weeks. Say if July starts being kind of there could be some bad news comes in July. See, it spooks the market again. There's some things cooking on the burners, and some of them might be kind of hot. We don't know. I gotta say though, I gotta give it to the sell in May, walk away guys. I think they did it. I think they did it again. And it was weird because you also had a lot of people saying that would be the worst mistake you've ever made in your entire life, because this is going to be the DeFi summer. This is going to be the crypto summer. And I was like, I haven't sold on that. I don't see that. It might be cool, but I don't see that happening either. Sideways is the best that I'm kind of hoping for during the summer. That's just usually what and maybe some nice little pumps here and there just to throw the market off. We did have a DeFi summer. I think it was 2019, was it? Or yeah, I think it was 2019. And maybe, no, I don't think it was 2020. It might have been 2020. I can't remember. 2020 would make sense with all the money printing, though, just to be honest with you, and see how that would be a summer. DeFi got crazy, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me come over and say hello to 11 people hanging out with me. I was getting some odd results here on the channel. There for a few of the streams, man, they got a lot of views. Got a few more subscribers over here. I mean, more viewers than I ever seen. Little clicks there and stuff like that. But not as many likes though. That was kind of, I was like, it made me wonder if that's authentic. But like 695 on one, 458, and then like the last night only got like maybe 72. This one so far it's just got, I think 29, with just 15 people hanging in. I don't know what's going on with this algorithm. I don't really trust the algorithm that much. There's probably a lot of bot activities that's telling you about some kind of wallet seed phrase. Can you help me with this seed phrase? I hope you all are smart enough to know not to do that. Are all those little bots talking about somebody? Mary Kathleen Allison. Oh yes, Mary Kathleen Allison changed my life. Yes, and all this crap going, and it'll change. I even saw, who was it? One of the big dogs, one of the big names. The Shark Tank. No, it wasn't Kevin Leary. Ray Dalio. I even seen one of those for Ray Dalio, and I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding. Ray Dalio had to pay some bot people for promotions, or somehow that happened. Okay, that was just kind of wild. Hello, chatty people. Let me see if we can get to a chart. We haven't looked at the smaller time frames yet on Bitcoin here. As she is on the 4 hour, losing the 360. That's kind of nasty. Bitcoin, smaller moving averages, a totally flipped bearish. I know it looks horrible, doesn't it? But that's what they do. Now, if this is this distribution or is this reaccumulation? Now, if we kept having a little higher highs here, kind of like we are on the bigger picture, maybe we should consider it. Could this be distribution? Some people might be reading it that way. Could it be? That's an awful big range for that. If we're just taking into account this little segment here, it's not necessarily distribution, but I could be. Well, you're making lower highs and not yet lower lows, but we're on the table with this lower high here, and even with this lower high to come down, but we didn't do it. We haven't done it yet. We still got tomorrow and a few days. I mean, we could still be working on it. Right now, it might be working on the little bearish retest of this area. That's what I was thinking. It looks like she was trying that. You could interpret that as that, but gosh darn it, you look awful kind of bullish to me. I had this little guy drawn here on a smaller time frame. I think probably the 15 or something like that. I was going by this angle over here and putting it over here, and it seeing what it does, and I was surprised it was over here and it lost it, and I thought, well, I guess that didn't work. But then I was kind of surprised after it did its little falling wedge here and then pop back up, and then still getting it as support. So I am a channel believer. If you just find the channels, it can give you insights as to what's going on with price action. And in my personal opinion, being a channel follower, we are back in a channel right now, and that's a positive vibe, maybe. Some people will be looking for some kind of inverted head and shoulders type pattern, maybe. I don't think that necessarily fits as well, but hey, man. however you want to interpret this market, whatever works for you. Some people will see some other stuff. There's a trend line there getting some respect too. Kind of skipped you though. That's kind of weird. Really kind of looking toward this guy. Some wickage down there. I think we're trying to work on something, so I'm preemptively going to put a trend line right here to that candle bodies. Going to make it dotted just to remind myself, hey man, that may not be it. It's more of a speculative guess at this point in the time. Maybe want to adjust it as I go to a smaller time frame here. Ooh, we got some respect there, and I think we might be working on something. I think we might be working on something if I'm looking on my 6-minute time frame here. So to me, all these on the 6-minute, I watch price action a lot over here, like more than any other time frame, just to watch it. But I always go to the bigger time frames to see what's going on, you know, catch my breath and get a, you know, stick my head out of the water, take a bigger look to see what's going on. And I can see us starting to get back up here a little bit. I hope that we do. We still have the ideas of maybe coming up for a bearish retest again, but we did that once and she's trying to catch. So what does that mean? That means that she might be going for a higher high there. If she was really bearish, we would already be working on we're dropping more, because when she wants to drop, she drops. You know that, right? It's like, when will it stop? I don't know. It'll never stopping. It keeps going. So we didn't quite come down to touch this 0.5 Fibonacci area down at 100,000. 400, 500. We haven't quite made it there. We might still be working on that, but I've got a little trend line here that now has some confirmations on it for supports and resistance. And so I'm going to keep that little guy there to help guide me. And as long as we're above it, respecting this little makeshift W pattern with a lower low, which gave us a higher high than this one, gives us on a nice little start that maybe, hey baby, Well's been playing some games, took your money this week, bitch, gotcha, bitch. That's what they like to do on the weekends, drive us down here. I want to come over here to that total 3 one more time, or maybe this others chart where represents all of our altcoins a little bit more better, a little more gooder. Did you lose a 618? I'm having to zoom out as I go here. Nasty mix. Now on all this and a lot of the altcoins that I see, we're seeing similar formations here, and I've tried to tell you what I've seen. That hasn't changed. I mean, pattern wise, there was a megaphone pattern which breaks to the downside. They don't have the best freaking measure moves at all. So I don't even recommend doing it, or if you do, a conservative one is usually it. They're not really trustable for measure moves. But if we were to take that conservative move from here down to the trend line, that gives us this area here that we have not quite met. We're not quite got there. Might drop a little bit more as they mess around with Bitcoins. Altcoins become the casualty. That did a great little bearish retest. It did 2 bearish retests. They tried to fake us out with a higher high. Keep that in mind for what we're looking at over on Bitcoin, because, well, that could happen to us over there too. So it might be coming back and looking like, oh man, look, I made a higher high. Everything's good, right? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Well, you even looked good until right here, man. Right there, you just couldn't do it. You couldn't get past that area. And that, my friend, is why we look at pay attention to these fib areas when we pull them right there, man. That 0.5 is so important. Look right here. Great example. Great example. This high down to this low where we're starting to get it, or got to question it, got to feel its strength. Couldn't get past that 0.5. What does that put us in danger to? What did I say? It puts us on danger for this lower area of fibs. Yep. And so now we are at some of these areas that we should be trying to catch a little something there. So that's a few of the ways that I'm looking at it, other than these moving averages, which look kind of sloppy but not too horrible. Just kind of, you know, like we're trying, but gosh darn it, we're tired too. So we just want to go to the beach. Can we just forget about it for a while and just go to the beach and come back later? They waiting for Powell to turn on the money printer, probably, is what we're looking for. Any new money starts coming in this market. But to me, you got your 3 little sections to the upside here, and then you get your little 2 sections down to the downside, or your little zigzags to the downside. A little short form of Elliott wave. Turn you on, Elliott. Elliott, do you agree, or are we going to argue? Elliot's keeping his mouth shut. That's probably a good thing, Elliot. Here we go. I hadn't zoomed to 4 hour over here. So Elliot, we also looking at that same idea, fifth wave, and then we go in our correction, right? And lost that trend line, bearish pattern. Being bearish, what it's supposed to do. They're fun to play until they decide to get bearish, man, because they can expand like a mofo. But when they want to come down, they come down. And that's okay. They just start farming something else, man. This stuff evolves. Now we can hold on to this, or we can start looking at the new direction here. Establish our trend lines here. Kind of tell us, hey, man, we got some support building right here. And I'm inclined to find the channels, and she's not quite fitting there just yet, is she? And you're going to be a broadening pattern too, aren't you? She's a little expanding over here too. Little, I mean, if I had to connect my lines, that's what we'd start with, and we see she didn't quite do it. So far, that's kind of what we're working with right here. One pattern moving to the other, one channel moving to the other, and just seeing how it's just kind of broadening instead of so much. Well, you could say it's kind of, she's trying to squeeze on this one. Maybe you're forming more of the actual channel, so maybe a little bit of a bearish turn there. So this weekend it'll be interesting to see where we can kind of catch for support. We don't have to come down and touch these areas. I hope that we don't. I hope that we reclaim this little yellow line. Some surprise news coming over on Sunday or something tomorrow, but we don't know. Altcoins look like crap right now, and we have to take a look at the individual ones. There's some that are pretty good prices right now. I'll go over some of those. Right now, I need to finally get over here to this freaking chat, because I've been saying I was going to do it, and I just never did. I get distracted, people. So these charts, it's the charts. We got Soul, who was first tonight. How's it going, son? Glad to have you here. Shout out to Duality C. Ave Medina. Cowbells for Peace. We got Floki's Angels saying all the sweet words. Thank you so much. Chris Klein's in the house. Joe from Trade Intermission. New emoji of a squirrel is needed. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'll need a laugh track. That's funny. I hadn't thought of that. Squirrel. I need a squirrel emoji. It's got his brain just. Wow. I'm gonna look for something like that. That was funny. Well, wet my whistle and call me a Tootsie Pop. Let's go. Sicario, how's it going? Doug, think we see dominance dump this summer? Or just hang on until September? It's like everybody's starting to call for September, and that's when money printer expected to go burr, I think, is what they're expecting. So we're supposed to line up with that. Might see something in July. I don't know. We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance there. It needs to be. Send in a new emoji. Send it to your Tucker. Oh, man. Awesome. Let's say hi to the chat. I'm all over the place. Blogus Angels is just jamming out to Piano Manny B playing Taylor Swift. Unreal. Oh, really? And now Shania Twain. I like Piano Manny B. I forget he does stream this time of night on the weekends, doesn't he? He's actually an inspiration to my, well, I guess first to my videos, and then I guess maybe to the live streams here. The quirkiness. I liked his quirkiness. For those of you who don't know. Piano Mati B right here. So he goes live on the week, and he also does like a crypto thing every night. But on the weekends, he actually goes and plays, right? I don't know if I can get on the. Oh, here we are. send some love from the Road Dog crew. Shouting you out. Rock on. Piano Matty B. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it was loud in my ears right there. I don't know if I've got the sound turned on where you guys can hear it. Piano Matty B, giving him a like and everything. He goes live every night of it. But he also does, TA. He's like a really early morning person. And he's really cool on his TAs. Because they're animated with the dancing characters and stuff. Yeah, he's some inspiration for me. I haven't seen some of the latest stuff that he's done. Piano Matty B right there. So I'm sitting there and watch total market cap, just kind of total 3 here, just be all scared and everything. And looking over here in crypto bubbles, seeing everything dropping over here on the daily 5%, 6%. Look at the prices on some of this stuff, man. Here on the weekly, how we doing? Ooh, down 11%. On the monthly, how we doing? Oh, snap! Oh, damn! You got your top 100 coins down about 22% on average. How do you make 21%? Buy when they're down. 400 to 500 down. Ooh, baby, let's see what's down on over here. Wax P, are you still around? Gosh, Pundi AI, you down 48%. Banana Gun is down. Well, you cheap? How much are you right? Oh my gosh, oh, my freaking altcoin bags. I'm afraid to look right now. I'm afraid to look. I should be good, but gosh darn it. Your little suckers are trying my patience right now. I didn't want to see my risk levels get that. I think I got it just right where we're pretty, and maybe I am all right, but it's no fun being back down here. I'm like, gosh darn it, I'm not going to do this type of play next time. I guarantee that. I got other plays too. I got spot and I do perps, but I've got a lot riding on spot margin too with too damn many coins, too damn many positions. But managed to keep those same positions open like a dumbass for the math pass for almost most of them over a year. And so therefore fees. Yeah, that's why you don't do that. Fees. Those little sneaky bastards add up. It's like there's a leak in here. Fees. You got to have a way to cycle the profit so you can cover the fees. That's what I've learned. Waiting a little falling wedgie here on a little local. I mean, we can squeeze these patterns down, look for patterns within patterns if you know that's your kick and everything, but it still is basically she can still go lower. But it does give us something to shoot for though, right, man? Come on, altcoins. So I was over in the chat and then somehow I found myself on another squirrel ride. Wasn't Billy Mongthornton? Man, I love that name. That name's cool. Wasn't Trump supposed to make the economy better? Doing the opposite. Will war affect the crypto bull run? War will affect just about everything. Let's take a look at some of these discounted coins we got going on, and me also figure out how I need to save my ass on some of these positions or where I need to buy them. Grash, you remember this one is like $3 or more, some kind of little AI thing, blah blah blah, decentralized. I don't know, GPU thing, yeah, I think, best I remember. Coming back down to, she's already retested that $1.20 area. Now she's at 112. This one, she didn't quite make it to her 618, made a lower high in there. That should be concerning, but, you know, maybe we'll do it. Keep up with that hope when she's $2.50. That would have been the best place to make sure you get paid. And hindsight's 50-50, hindsight's 20-20, always. That was a nice little fake out right there. I gotta say, man, that was a beautiful fake out. And so now we're looking, and we came back here, and now we got. Where are you going to stop? Yay, getting a scam call. Hey, gracias. Let's see what the hell's going on with you. So we ranging. Let's get these guys over here. I'm gonna refresh ourselves here. What I got on this little guy? Where can we go? Where can we go? This would still be the biggest, the impulse move that we got here on the chart to go with, low to high. It would still have the jurisdiction, if you will, to tell us a good solid area to find some support. And looks like we're going for that deep ass retracement right here for an 886. Could be on the radar. Now we could also find something bullish tomorrow on Sunday. I don't know if they continue to bleed. I'm looking for something there. That would suck to go down that low. Also looking at 102. And so if she doesn't go down that low and decides to bounce just a little early, and we say, well, I'll take that as a bullish sign. Well, it may be her bouncing off this 272 area right here. So keep that in mind. 101.96 could be some good areas to look at grass. If you're trying to pick up a little grass or find an area, you might want to see what it does down there. This is on a bigger time frame. All depend on your risk tolerance and what your strategy is. Some people will just set limit orders and just go ahead and nibble there based on fib strategy alone. Some people want to see these areas start showing some signs of support, that we're starting to turn things around. Some people will wait till we get past and make confirmations above a certain level. I mean, everybody's got a different way to navigate this, and so that's why we look at levels mostly. Major points, pivot points to look at, try to trend lines, see where we might catch something there. So grass, you coming down, baby? Is that what you're doing here on 1 hour? 1 hour is not trying to give us any hope yet, other than we got some bullish divergence trying to print out here, but she hasn't caught yet. So bullish divergence, I mean, on strong moves, I can look for triple divergence, man, multiple instances of it. But the key thing to me, you know, you got to be at a good pivot area, a good key support area to see that divergence really kick in and have an effect. And if you're not, then I'm okay, you might get something out of it, but hey, might come on back down to that pivot point and then take off, you know, or do another thing of divergence or something. So being at the right part when you're reading that for that divergence is kind of, in other words, we're not here looking for just divergence. We're here looking at pivot point areas of strong support. Oh, and there's divergence there. All right, cool. It's the extra cherry on top, the little added little bonus there on top of everything else that we might be looking for that would tell us, hey man, things could change here. But just want to say we're not quite there yet at the moment, so it might still be a coming. On some more downside. Print that little red dot there, baby. You ain't through scaring us out. So KTA was another one that I don't have any of this. I'm not in this, but this was one everybody was chasing just a few weeks ago, right? I guess they feel kind of stupid now. Flag to the upside. I know that was thrown out there. I know it was. And here it is down here. I think we looked at this. Don't this one have like a lot of coins or something? Oh snap! I scared myself. I'm looking for this guy over here. Here are some of the top gainers, and here are some of the top losers. And I think the losers kind of interesting. We're looking at some of these losers. Injective, Peanut the Squirrel. Don't care. Dog. That's a meme coin on the Bitcoin chain. When she's at 9 cents, it's sweet, baby. And she's at our 0.09, 0.009. She was less than a penny. It's really sweet, and she's at 0.0028 right now. Grass. Then we're looking at. Oh snap! I wasn't trying to do that, baby. Come on, go back. Thank you. Uniswap down. DYDX. Uniswap and DYDX might be worth looking at. I'm just saying. DeFi. Yeah. Buying those at a good one. Bear chain is down. People are freaking and trying to get into that one. Even into it, it's down 8%. Just on the past 24 hours. See what we're down on the past 7 days here. Wow. What's really taking a hit this week? Oh, look, SPX with 69,000. You trying to get into it? Back at a dollar. Don't know if it's all that great or not. Virtuals, yeah, we're going to take a look at virtuals. That's interesting to try to get into. So we're getting some discounts here on a lot of these guys. Top 300. We're going to back it up 2 weeks here, because why not? And see how much they're down. Kita, she's just been on a downward swing, down 58% in the past 2 weeks. Grass down 47% the past 2 weeks. Wow. Sonic, oh man, has been getting obliterated there. Popcat, jeez, Popcat. These meme coins taking a beating too, but they will also pump back up at some point. And if you time it right, or not necessarily time it right, but you know, you could DCA into a little position on some of these coins, whichever ones, and take advantage when we start getting that comeback. Maybe top off your big hodl bags as prices start dropping. These prices are back low again. If you're still in the altcoins, a lot of people are saying, screw altcoins, I've had enough, let's it. And that usually happens right before something good happens. It's usually when you feel that way, it's I'm done with it, this is it, I'm tired, this is it. When you capitulate, that's usually when the move comes, to be honest with you. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I want to just remind you, we're at an area that might get some nice support. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not swearing to it, but it's the perfect place for them to say, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. You suck ass retail. Because that's what the big money likes to do to us. Take a look at INJ. She's falling off a cliff here and dying. So one thing I think that we should do, and we did do before, is on these altcoins, you know, pay attention to the weekly. Remember we talked about some, they had the weekly signs that, hey man, this one's not looking too hot. And I pointed that out on several of them. INJ is one of them now who has a confirmed weekly dot with stochastics coming down. So it's got some signs saying she might have, gosh darn it, for real. Last time she pulled this nonsense was back in December when she topped out. And my gosh, I gotta see the prices from the low to the prices where we are now. Come on, I think there's not too much of a difference there. So when stochastics and all that stuff got buried, we were down here, and as high as we could get was just right here. And now they're just now starting to come down. So are they going to bury again? I mean, oh my gosh, that sucks. But here's what we got. So we got weekly bad news for INJ, and yeah, that major trend line that got broke. Never did come all the way back for a good solid retest. I mean, it barely just touched these little wicks down here. If you take into look at that account, as that is your retest, it just barely retested the very bottoms of it there. I would expect it to come up, maybe get a little bit more meaty into it. Nope, never did hit those areas. Here on the weekly MACD though, and that's our first candle, and some people see that as a sell signal. Sometimes it's not sometimes that can kind of point out your last point of peak. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Combine it with some other things, maybe a broken trend line, maybe it is. Gosh darn it, are you coming back down to $7? INJ, say it's not true. Too early to get too pessimistic. Like I said, this is the weekend. We don't want to get pessimistic, too pessimistic on the weekend. The stuff starts coming down here, man. We'll get there. This is the weekly. We've not confirmed that candle or that red dot. There are still miracles that can happen. Now you're talking bull crap. Look, the shoulder heading. I did make a nice head and shoulder pattern there. Measure move would take us down here if we get the full brunt of the move. Might happen, may not happen, might end up being a little bit of a range here. You never know. You got lots of areas of support over here. I got to say that. Remember, all these things are in an ABC correction in one aspect. There's lots of different ways to look at it, but a lot of them being in an ABC. A lot of them are lining up to some of these little juicy little fib areas here, like a 618. It's a great place to find some support. Let's see if you can get a nice move off of there. If you can, I give you some hope. The $19 could be on the picture, but I got to see what's going on there. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we can know to look at some different ideas and then look at those places to see, hey, one of those ideas may be starting to catch. One such idea is right here. We might catch some relief here. It may only be, not just for INJ, but for other altcoins too, just a bearish retest, but that does give you some relief. I mean, being here at $10 or being able to, de-risk at $11.25 or $11.50 or something could make the difference on how you play this market, and have something ready to buy it if we do come down lower. Not that we will. We could also reclaim that and just go on our merry little freaking way. So I want to caution you against getting too bearish just because the emotions run high on the weekends. We got bullish crosses going on here, people. This is the 4-hour chart, the one that I recommend watching your altcoins on. With the bigger moving averages that we got, where the biggest momentum that's flowing this river, the currents behind this river are still trying to do some stuff here to get us going to the upside, okay? Might just have to spin around in a few little whirlpool circles or something here, a little eddy or something. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. We might get caught up sideways or something like that. That would be a decent play here at this point in time. But we are on the point on this coin and probably some others where we can catch a little break over this weekend, over the next few days. That's what the 4 hours kind of telling me. So I wouldn't freak out just yet. The worst thing to do is always sell the bottoms, and I think some people are doing that. I don't know how you guys feeling. I don't even know. You might be bullish as hell on altcoins. You're like, I'm buying. I'm just buying everything. I just can't help it. I'm going in longs. Let's altcoin say that. No, it's not altcoin season. It's not altcoin season. We were supposed to take a look at Bitcoin dominance, and I forgot to do that. Long day. Going to try to get some rest. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Road Dog, for running like a tree. See you, Joe. Sorry, see you go. Fumbled on the bag of Altura. Tiny position, thankfully. Fumbled the bag on Altura. Tiny position, thankfully. Man, I haven't heard about Altura in a long time. More cry. New moon on 25th. More cry. Oh no. So let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, because that is that's really the one that's ruining our party here, in my personal opinion. Here on the 4 hour, this was our Boxo rejection here. That she didn't want to reject. I was complaining last night that she keeps making this higher highs and higher lows, and what we didn't want to see, and what I was afraid that might be happening with all this squeeze here, is that we might come up and break to the upside, which is bullish AF, or can be. They can still fake us out, but this is not really one to fake us out. She already made a higher high over here, didn't she, dude? So Bitcoin dominance is getting kind of crazy, or getting kind of strong now, and it may continue to be strong this week. That looks strong AF. Been saying she's been looking like she could pull a rabbit out of the hat over here, man. This is where everybody was, I mean, so many, but not everybody, but so many people were calling for altcoin season, like every time, every week. And I even talked about one, I didn't mention their name, but Friday morning, they were like, I'm going all in altcoins. Heavy position. I'm like, dude, on a Friday, for real? And it just seems like, I really like this particular tuber, but it seems like he has to eat his words a lot, and jumping the gun for altcoin seasons. I mean, it's not, but they can be plays. But this is bullish AF, and if you're fortunate, you might get a little retest and a little bump out of altcoins. But man, this is a sign to, take profits when you can on altcoins. Now, if Bitcoin goes up with it, it can kind of bring altcoins too. We can start seeing select ones start doing okay. Some will take off, and others will just kind of hang around and everything. We could see that situation happen, but we need Bitcoin price to start going up too, and not go down. If this is going up and Bitcoin price is going down, altcoins, no good. No bueno. But it's not too common when Bitcoin dominance go up. How can Bitcoin dominance go up if it's going to be the major place where the money is flowing to, and Bitcoin price keep going down? I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen often or for very long. But it's not good when it happens. Freaky little altcoins. So rising wedge pattern that should have broke down. It should be bearish, but the moving averages are saying, "Oh man, they're a sucker." That's why I love these moving averages. They will help keep you on point, man, and they tell you where the stream is flowing, and the flow is just up and to the right, slowly up and to the right on Bitcoin dominance. And I'm still of the opinion that maybe we'll get a hiccup here at 66. Maybe we'll see a little something out of altcoins there, a little mercy a little mercy kiss out of Bitcoin dominance. But right up here, it's even higher. 73% is actually the place I'm looking for that we could eventually get up to before the year end. And I don't know what that would play out for altcoins. I hate to think. Maybe we'll get lucky and get rejected here. That could happen. That would actually be pretty good. That would actually tell me something about Bitcoin. That would signal a nice little. That would be beautiful. 69% if that held. But I've got a feeling, you know, since we came up to these areas before, we might still have a little bit more of a trek for Bitcoin dominance, which is great for Bitcoin. And that kind of puts us, man, this cycle might be an elongated cycle. I don't know. We're going to hear about it anyway, whether it's true or not. That's going to be a big ass narrative that's going to be out there, whether it is true or not. And so there'll be a lot of confusion about that. For Bitcoin, me personally, you're always going to have a 4-year cycle because that halving is going to have an effect on the supply that is being produced, and you're never going to increase that. Okay, it's never going to increase. It's always going to decrease. So that's always going to have an effect. Now, how it reacts between that, whether we can have some shallower bear markets, is probably what we're going to see on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to overall keep its strength, in my personal opinion. And gradually just keep cranking up as people can see it, because they're going to know, hey man, I can just pay for this crap in Bitcoin. I'm talking about big institutions, big companies or whatever, or send a bunch without having to go through all the bull crap. And maybe sometimes in some conditions do it with under the radar. Maybe mixers will come back. I don't know. Stable coins coming into the picture now. That's going to be a big thing. It's going to be changing. Got in on some of that Circle. So that's an idea. CRCL. Now this is a stock. Circle Internet Group. I mean, I bought high because she's going up. If this is the early stages of this is stable coins. USDC, early stages, Circle. This is going to be way early. Whether this splits in stock and you start getting more and more shares so that they can make it more affordable, or if it just keeps going up and suddenly this is worth $10,000 or $20,000 itself, I don't know. People are aping into this, and so I don't have very much, but over on Robinhood you can buy fractionalized shares. So I took a little bit of the Bitcoin I had over there actually and put into this little guy, and may do it again. And then when Bitcoin straightens out, and this one's keep going up, I may flip-flop. I don't know. There might be a good little play there between Circle and Bitcoin. It's going up against Bitcoin. If you were to put Circle, CRCL, against BTC, that's pretty good come up, wouldn't you say? From where it was the 5th of June up to here. If you put in 0.1 Bitcoin, you could have dang near 0.3 Bitcoin right now. Put in 0.01 Bitcoin, you'd have 0.003 Bitcoin right now worth of Circle if you sold it and put it into Bitcoin. And that's the way you can grow your Bitcoin, because the altcoins ain't freaking doing it, baby. This is what altcoins are supposed to be doing. This is what altcoins are supposed to be doing, and they're not. I feel like a sucker. long that is. Now, eventually she will take a little dump, but I'm not. She ain't showing any signs of weakness yet, and I do. Some forensic TA right here with a little channel idea. So if we do come back, I could do that. We don't know if we topped out. I could pull my fibs and all that stuff and get some areas. It's likely that we found a little top here, but it looks kind of weird when you do it against Bitcoin, doesn't it, compared to over here? Kind of the same idea here on the dollar. So circle of the stock is oh snap. Oh, you're about at the width of that channel too, huh? So, you know, the bottom of it's somewhere around 206. Maybe we get a little pull back to 200, retest that. I don't have a... Let's pull this little trick here. The Fibonacci extensions here, and you already hit your 1618. That's what most people would be looking for at that one. However, where did you pull back to here? Oh, you gave me a 0.5? Oh, we're going here. We're going to look at 253, and we're going to look at 271 for that 0.5 area that came back down here. That might. And if we're looking for an area, it might retrace. It might come all the way back to 177 at some point. I'm just going by the fib thing right now, but that'd be cool. So I got some ideas of where I might want to take a little profit on this and maybe roll it back into the Bitcoin. Let her simmer for a little bit. She should kind of consolidate there and figure out what she's going to do in life. But now if stablecoin stuff is still going to go up over the next, well, this is 2 hours of crap. Guess that's not accurate. I thought it was on a bigger time frame. We'll keep an eye on that. Uniswap. Take a look at Uniswap. And while I'm doing this, let me put the little marker in the chat there. If you got any coins that you want me to take a look at, even if you mentioned them in the chat before, if you don't mind, put them there. That way I can come back and get them quick, and then I won't be all over the place, and maybe we can be a little more consistent. But Uniswap here on Binance. Ooh, took a nosedive here on the 8 hour. Let's go to the daily. 200 moving average is over here, man. Above the 800, above the 600, above the 360. That is good. Got a bullish cross of the 50 over the 100. We just come back down to retest this 100 moving average here, man. The 50 moving average, we lost it, and it looks like we might still not go much further, since we did touch that. No, we didn't actually touch it. So I don't know. We're actually going to come down and touch the 100 moving average at 617, or might we? That's enough, and we just kind of recover the 50. If we fulfilled our requirement for this area here, we may just be coming back up here around 655 over the weekend. This actually looks good to me. Zoom out on Uniswap on the weekly. Remember, we looked at INJ and it was bearish. It had already flipped bearish for the weekly. No such signs over here. Maybe a few warning signs that she might be tiring out, but she might also have some more legs. MACD says, hey man, I might be able to go up a little bit more. Let's take a look at the weekly RSI here. I think that's a nice one. That's positive, man. And you're hanging out at what? 46. Needed to get above 50 to be really bullish. And it's working there. It's got to, it's a process. I mean, they work their way up there, right? But that's when we're officially bullish on the RSI, when we get above the 50% line. Don't see any bullish divergence or anything that gave us a sign that, oh, this is the move, but that's a nice little push back up here in this little area below the 236 fibs. And remember, this might be one to think about. Oh, it's an open and broadening pattern. That's kind of cool. That means if we do start going for higher highs, it'd be over $20. I mean, we're at $6, $7 right now, $7 right now. Could 3x go to 21, 24? over some time, Uniswap. The word is that eventually they should start doing what they had originally planned on doing, which is kind of like profit sharing, you know, fee sharing. All the little fees on Uniswap kind of go back to the people that hold the token. I would personally rather them airdrop, but I think they might have tried to do the staking thing to do it. I don't think that's right. I don't know, like however they do it. But that was one of the things they were going to do. Then came Choke Point 2.0 and nixed that, and then we're all sitting here holding Uniswap or going, well, that was the real reason why I had it. If it can't do that, it's just a cheap ass governance token for voting, and I don't give a crap. I'm not going to sit there and vote all the damn time. That's for the big whales. Or whatever. I mean, we should, but I'm just saying that's how most of us look at it, right? I doubt that all of us are out there voting with all our voting tokens that we're holding. We're probably just holding them trying to see the number go up. To be real, for real. So Uniswap looks kind of interesting one to put on your radar. Another one is Virtuals. Because she had a lot of hype. People wanted that one. And drove it all the way to $5.23 from a low down here at, oh my gosh, it was down here in September all the way through October. It's 7 cents, people. 7 cents. That was no wonder everybody fell in love with this coin. So you got a lot of people now that are emotionally invested in the Virtuals just because of that big ass come up. Came down for a nice deep ass retracement in there. It looks like an 886, maybe a 786. To go from the bottoms up there. Now you 886 us, didn't you? You went deep ass. You went deep. Now let's pull our fib here just to see how high we got. Didn't quite get above that 0.5, and that's what I'm looking for on all these. Got up to 382. That's cool. So we might be, you know, zigzagging. And now we're respecting both of these little guys, right? Staying between those two. We could put another fib and try to tweak it more, but the biggest thing to keep in mind here, since this high to low is really what's governing the price action here, this is really where we need to pay the most attention. Because this helps us to gauge our upward actions, what we do upward, rather than what we look for when we're coming downward. So this little red line right here, we just retested that little bad boy, and so far so good here on the weekly. Here on the daily, it doesn't look as good. We playing with that bad boy right here. Oh no, look! So could you come down lower? This looked good on the weekly, what we had right there, but on the daily, it just kind of, well, don't even look that good on the weekly, to be honest with you. Let me take these lines off of there. 21 moving average, but man, moving averages look good. This is concerning. Got the little red dot here on the weekly on Virtuals, so maybe keep our eye on it. That can easily, now when we do that, especially if money flow flips green, you can see play red light, green light over here. We can get a lot of money flow is the biggest thing I would look at over here, since it is red and hasn't flipped green. Let's be cautious with it, but I don't look that bearish yet on the weekly. A lot of people see a head and shoulders pattern right there to the downside. Finally broke down there. Still 50 moving average, very strong above the 200. We just touched in the 100. Need it to come up to par. ABC correction is what I see here, folks. I also see this trend line down here. Connect that, and here's a little bit of an area we can come to. So you want to pull a fib, go from swing low to swing high. Rod up there, see our 618. We might be in 618 territory right here for some of these pullbacks right now, because we're not in the 0.5s, meaning we're getting ready to bounce up. We're in the 618. We might go sideways, consolidate. 618 to consolidate. Deeper retracement is possible. I don't want to see this trend line break, so I'm watching this first. What is this for virtual? Let's see what we can do down here. Down here at 122. 122 breaks, then we could be looking at, I can go ahead and mark it, I guess, is the 786 for a deeper ass retracement. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what the hell are you trying to do now? Because I don't think you got anything on it, but we'll look. Nah, I don't think so. Virtual on sale. Remember, was it 253? Imagine if we were to bounce here and just go back up, retest 220. That's 79% gains, 77% gains. If we come up here and make a higher high eventually, whether it be this month, next month, 2 months from now, or whenever, 122% gains. Altcoins, more for investment right now or shorting, but you don't want to short support. What we want for shorting, in my personal opinion, is for that retest, that bearish retest, when we get a little pump up, and go up to resistance and can't get past it, go up to those 0.5 Fibonacci areas that we can't get past. Those are some good places to take a short if we're going to continue down. And otherwise, you'd be shorting support or be shorting a low, a bottom area that could flip on you, and they can pull the rug out from under your ass tomorrow and be bullish. And I could see a picture of that. We could easily come back up here or any of these areas before we roll over, if we roll over at all. I think if I were looking for anything on a lot of these things right now, I'd be looking for maybe some scalp longs. Because we hit some nice little bottom areas there. Get something out of it. I'd be looking at this one. From here to there. What is that? That's a good, oh, that's almost 7%. That's on spot. That's just, that's not even with 2-3x leverage. 5x leverage. Get you about a 30x move. 30, yeah, not bad. Bullish divergence here on smaller time frames. Yeah, they're time. This is time to start seeing something happen with these altcoins on some of them, looks like. Total 3, are you showing us some love here on these small time frames yet? Oh, hell no. You Total 3 is like, Is this Total 3 to Bitcoin, though? This is Total 3 against Bitcoin. That's not fair. I need to hide you. Here's Total 3 regular. Are you showing us some hope here? Boy, there's some bearish crosses going on over there, but they still got some weight up there to keep us from just totally flipping. We hadn't totally flipped our gourd there. It tells me that we can get bearish retest. Now I don't know if it's just here or we come up a little bit higher, play with our emotions a little bit, and then we take, you know, make a lower high and then maybe come back, retest where we are, go lower. I don't know. At the present time, I do like the 4 hour for altcoins. So I think the 4 hour will help guide us, but even there, we're looking at a bearish cross that could be coming over in the next few days here. So still hoping for a little bit of an altcoin pump tomorrow. Take a look at Tau, BitTensor. Losing its levels over here too. Let's go to the weekly on it. It's got a red dot on Market Cipher too. Saying, oh no, it's over for BitTensor, dude. MACD's kind of, she looking weak. Looking at the possibility of a bear trap idea. Looked like we were trying to do it here on the weekly, and then we lost that main trend line again. So, that's kind of a main one to lose. Let's see if we can come down to the daily on BitTensor. What are you looking like? No, she did, and she retested it. Look at you. Looking for some possibilities to go higher. You were looking really good. So we had a channel idea here broken. Now we could be retesting either. Well, we already lost the breakout area. I hate to see you come all the way back down here. That'd be making a double bottom scenario, hopefully. That kind of sucks. 3 humps, ABC correction, I believe. What do you got, Elliot? You got an ABC? I mean over here. Elliot thinks this is a whole bigger ABC, that this should have been the bottom. We're just kind of working on our technically that would be the new wave. That would be your 1 and 2, and then you get a big ass move to the 3. So it's suggesting that we're finding support, and I can see some arguments for that being here on the daily 800 moving average, finding support there so far, with a 600 moving average above it, 360 above it. The bigger momentum is still right here within this zone. Between $300 and $400, we could be ranging there. This could just be the little bottom part of it. Let's pull a little Fibonacci out here. I think these targets are still, they're still good. 618, 291. See what we can get there. And at worst, if something happens, we want to come down a little bit lower. I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will. Doesn't mean that it won't, but I'm leaning a little bit, not as much for it to happen. I like this one right here. The 618. See if we can catch a 618. We need to be catching a 618 and not doing a deep ass retrace. I mean, we really do. So here we are. You know, we couldn't get past 493 over here. We couldn't get past this guy. We couldn't get a higher high. So that puts us sideways, but you know, at least it went up to it, right? Just right to it. It didn't get rejected earlier or get rejected over here at that time. It really gave it an effort to try to break through. So to me, that's a sign of strength. So 618, I want to see what we get there. That's a good sign for that. It's more likely that we might, if we did come back, that we might try to make a double bottom here and respect this bottom rather than trying to make a lower low, in my personal opinion, for Tau. Maybe a circle stop was, I don't know. I mean, sometimes that'd be cool. MicroStrategies did 10 to 1. Tesla did 10 to 1. 5 to 1. Tesla did several times. So I'll build up my bag of Tesla and all those stocks. I build them up to them splitting. Al Jr. says, good evening, gobble, 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 members. Hey, gobble, gobble. Zeus Coin USDT. Barely have trouble typing that. So let's go with Tether here. OKX has got it. KuCoin's got it too. Let's see. No, that's Ethereum. Yeah, let's see what KuCoin's got. Thanks to we still got Elliot flipped on. Thanks for working on a possible C correction here. It's not too far down below your A. Could be some more to go on that. Let's turn Elliot off. Hopefully not though, because gosh. I mean, that's bottom. That's rock bottom, unless she wants to make a lower number. It's a good chance that these areas will hold, and it looks like it's trying to make a double bottom pattern over here, or some kind of W. But she went full on down. Did you make a lower low? Technically, you did. Would that be... Where did you come up to? Not quite. Keep an eye on the double bottom possibility here. Let's go down to the 4 hour, see what we got. That's a good one to look for. Altcoins. Seen some better moving averages, but they're right at there where, you know, we can start trying to curve around and start doing our crosses. They haven't started crossing on the bigger ones yet. Smaller ones are trying, just haven't pulled it off to be bullish just quite yet. Wow, that interesting. You did a 0.5. You did. Oh, that's All right, if she goes lower, if it does go lower, let's look at these two guys. It gave us an M pattern up here, and looks like it gave us probably a 272. A 272 up there is a higher high. So she's doing some kind of harmonic kind of crap over here. I'm looking for she's playing the fibs. So looking at 12 to maybe 13, possibly, if we continue down on this one. I do like this though. I'm on the 4 hour, and I like this, and this is a good sign. And it may be finding support right here. She got in deep in the red on the RSI. It's really in the red, and usually you'll find if you mark these. And here was one where it did it kind of doubled, so you might be getting a situation like this. It looks like it likes to do it, take it in twos a lot, right? I want to mark those. Let's take a look and see. So she's done it before over here, comes in twos, and then even went lower. Might be seeing something like that happen. It could be a little bit of something play here. It might touch and bounce, and then come down and touch these areas. That could be something that could happen here. But when it does come down here, usually you're getting some kind of reaction when the RSI gets deep into the red, right, like where it is. Zeus would probably be a good one to slowly accumulate or slowly build a position in. DCA a position, DCA something, especially down through here. But nothing as far as an actual setup or play that I can see just yet. See, I don't see any kind of bottoming signs quite yet. Maybe it'll form something here. It's got a few nice little signs here for something on the short term, but I'm not sure that it'll stick. I don't think we'll see much happen on altcoins until maybe tomorrow evening, and then I don't know if it'll be good or bad, but I think that's when we're going to start seeing those moves. When CME futures comes in, I'm sure we'll get a nice move. Might as well take a look at CME futures on Bitcoin, because it has different moving averages, and it's not quite as bearish over here. And they are closed. They are, where are they at? They're at 103,420. Oh! That is where CME closed, is at 103,420. Okay, Sean. And so what that means is there could be a gap if we close lower, and then the theory that they like to close the gap on Mondays or Tuesdays or something if they get a chance, or sometime. It sets us up for some wild stuff. Below the 9, that's not cool. The weekly is the one that I really like. The daily is starting to get a little sketch, but here we're not even touching the green cloud over here like we are on the other Bitcoin charts. So I guess we'll have to wait until we see tomorrow what the price action is going to be here on the CME. But there might be a little gap if we're at 102. Not much of one though. It's a meme. Pepe's dog, Zeus Weath. Did I not have the right one? Or was that the right one? Pepe's dog, Zeus Weath. Well, she had some nice big spikes there on, what is it, Uniswap? Woo! I know those are unpredictable. gotta, let's see, let's draw this out right. Nice trend line there. Nice trend line you got right here that so far it's holding. Whether it will hold, I don't know. If it doesn't, we're probably looking at testing this trend line or these areas back over here. If it does hold, oh, that's a nice place for it to get a bounce and start getting some more momentum to the upside against it on wrapped ether. This is it against ETH, so it could see, these are solid candles here. It can make some good come-ups against Ethereum, can't it? With some of those pumps if you're on top of them. And these are 2-hour candles, so they did last for a little bit. It wasn't just up at like a 10-minute scam candle or something. It actually had some weight behind it, some volume behind it. Take a look at it on the smaller time frames here. So we just got to see if this is going to hold through here. These moving averages suggest in the order that they're in, that I think it's got a decent chance to try to hold. This is just a higher low area. Looks like she's almost at a fib level or at a fib level for, yeah, right here at 786. So breaking back above this trend line, I think might be what we look at there. I'll leave the fibs here and when we come and check it out again sometime. Take a look at Barachain. That one's at $1.62 right now. Wow, look at you. You're just a big old waterfall. Man, everybody was chasing this little guy not long ago. I never got into it, and I'm glad. I got too many other things to be worried about. Too many other ones that are being losers, or then get another loser. Not saying that it's always going to be a loser, but she's fell down, so she's going to be in some. At some point, it will be a good deal to get in on this, and you can make a come up. She was up at $8, $9, and at 165. What's the tokenomics on this one, Barachain? Have you got crazy tokenomics? Total supply is 502 million. Maximum supply is infinity, so you got some kind of hell unlock schedule or something going on. Not telling me about it. Not talking about it. All right. That is interesting though. 200, basically a $200 million market cap right now. Circulating supply is 120 million. I kind of find that interesting. I mean, I was kind of expecting maybe it's only going to be in the billions and all that crap, and I don't like those. Up only, what the hell? Claim your airdrop. Bridge funds. Oh, yeah, oh, I've been here. We've done this before. They start you at the bottom and you have to scroll up only. I get it. An EVM identical layer 1 aligning security of liquidity powered by proof of liquidity. Look, up and away. Proof of liquidity is what they're doing. Backed by the best. Samsung was in on there. Animoca Brands, Polychain Capital. You gotta see at what degree. Somebody could just have a bumper sticker decal or something. Has one of those on there. Oh look, they're our partner. I don't never know what they're going to do. Consider as their partner. Highly accessible. Oh, it's okay, interesting. Anyway, people were chasing it, and it's kind of cheap now, and definitely one you can DCA into. Tokenomics, I mean, they look like they might be worth looking into there. She's definitely taking a hit and might continue to take a little hit for a while. Started out at about $1 over here. Eigenlayer is another one that people were chasing, right? Recently, let's see, let's go to the daily. Peaked out over here, made a higher high at 563 before just saying, that's it. Man, don't just tell the story of, man, we got to take profits on altcoins. I mean, look at that. I mean, it went up 272, right? And that would have been perfect placed. The 272s, man. There was higher highs. We're looking for those higher highs to take those profits because of a pivot reversal point. And you're hoping for a higher low and that will continue on up, and you know that AB bearish, A is a bearish AB equals CD pattern is what played out here. And then, man, then it comes down. Slams down. Slam bam, thank you, ma'am. We had a bigger kind of thing going on over here. And then you pull your fibs out and you see she came down. Ooh, nice one. Oh, nailed it. You nailed it on that 1414. Ooh, sweet. So to me, when I see that, you're looking at probably a type 2 return. And we may be coming back down here for Eigenlayer. It might even get juicier. But after this plays out, oh, this little bastard should be coming right back up to where she left off at. That's your target. Your targets are going to be right here. Without me getting into my other fibs, maybe the other fibs will nail it a little bit better. So this is a good longer term play here for Eigenlayer. I mean, you're seriously, your targets are going to be. One of them is going to be Roddy. Hey, Roddy. And maybe start getting these guys over here. $7. This is crazy out of the way, but for what it's doing here. I don't even know. I don't think we got the bottom for that. I ain't leaving the site. Oh, maybe you did do it. So for Eigenlayer, we can dial it in. Now it can come all the way back down for a total double bottom, retest that 67 cent area where it was on Liberation Day. And the only situation I can think of that might do that is if something blows up somewhere. Kind of something big blows up somewhere and people get scared. And I could see that happening over the next month, and altcoins could feel those hits and get those big ass dump downs. But some of them doing some things like this and coming back down here wouldn't be a bad thing. So that may be what we're looking at, 4th of July fireworks or something. That timing works with it. With 4th of July, it does. I'm just saying. It sure does. And I'm sure the narrative be freedom for the whole world, freedom from threat of nuclear war would probably be the narrative spun at that. I could see that happening, folks. I could see that happening as we come down here. Carry on our trajectory that we're on right now. Just little trend lines right there. Where does that take us to? Stay with just the top of that. That takes us right to the end of June. Following this one takes us right there. 4th of July would be right here. Bro, that's the 5th. Could be something like that going on a Friday. Crazy. Oh, baby Nina says 1 hour time frame. You're checking Zeus Network. I like that it's holding the trend line and missed the corrections. You want me on the 1 hour? 1 hour's got a green dot on it. Be nice if it stay. So I mean, the 9 moving average. If we get above the 9, we're trying to do something. So far, she's not made it above the 9 moving average. Tell me she's trying to do something. That's one of the first times I look at when we do get a support level. I'm looking for what price does over the 9 moving average or any other kind of trend line that we might have there. Hey, look here. I mean, we probably come smart time frame. Looks like it's trying to bottom out here, right? Maybe Will did make a lower low, so kind of skittish on that idea. and then you haven't really broken trend lines. It could just be coming up 2-1 and then rolling over. Could be. I'm just saying. Some would look at this as being a little trigger wave here, though. So if that were true, then it should have been a nice big move. How's it look over here? Not quite seeing it there. I think it's trying to do something. I just don't know that it's going to stick. It looks like it's trying to do a little bottom pattern and get a little come up, and there's some local patterns we can look at here that would give us, a chance to go to the upside, but we just don't get very far. So maybe we can go fit 16, 17 cents, maybe, and see what we do from there. Getting above 15.3, a higher high here, that would be a good sign. Would be a good first start. That's on the I'm on the 3 minute. Still on any time frame, that would be a good start to be trying to do something.
Its pulse is wild, a flicker in the dark, a fleeting spark that can steal my heart. I choose my ground, a platform cold and true, where rivers of wealth run deep.
Don't forget miners acting like alts too. Are they selling a lot right now? I did have liquidation heat map. Let's see what we got here. Because I thought it was kind of interesting. There's some liquidity that's building up over here, of course, where we were, and even higher. Though the early morning gurus are kind of taken by the book map liquidity. I think it's somewhere over here. I think they kind of jumped, assumed we would be headed up there. So a lot of stuff building here. Probably a lot of stop losses and things set there. High liquidation points or just spot orders willing to buy here at 100,000. Sitting down there. How much is that? Liquidation leverage about 649,000. About that same amount up here, but a lot more of it stacked up. That'd be an argument for us to come up to 104, 104.8. Try to get back through there. That's not bad. I want to take you over to something that Ave posted in what is now been titled as Ave's Astro Area 51. And this has been posted a while back, but to me, I think it's got a good, I think it's on point so far. And that talks about in this point now, right here, June 28th through the 24th, possibility maybe going back up to 105 to 107. It talked about somewhere around the 17th. The 17th in that area that we could be looking at 100,000 to 103. Now these days and things like that, or maybe not just be on point, but this kind of brings the astrology into the picture. Kind of like W.D. Gann would be interpreting under his guidelines, what I understand here. And so far, and I mentioned this before weeks ago, that I could see this mapping out nice. July 1st through 10th. Post Saturn Neptune reaction. I think it says maybe through July 13th, 100,000 to 104 might be hanging around there, and then a consolidation, another spike to 107. So kind of ranging between 110, 19, 110 through 100. We got a little range thing going on. Is kind of what we're getting through the astrology interpretation over here, except when it comes to the end of July. And that's a possible Mars opposition to Saturn, Mars being over war. This was before the war stuff even came out, when I think when this was posted. $95,000 to $98,000 end of July. Could that be when we start getting some serious fears about what's going on in the Middle East, or maybe something else complicates it, something else in Ukraine, Russia, or oh gosh, maybe they bring Taiwan. I don't know, man. The world's freaking crazy, but I think we got good leadership in this country so far, that better than what we had before, or would have had otherwise. Definitely better than what we would have had otherwise. Oh my God. We'll be talking about yellow school buses to Vladimir Putin. Trying to put everything in a Venn diagram. Man, Trump wasn't the only one that that dodged a bullet. We dodged a big ass bullet there too. Oh my gosh. I don't think some of you guys really can imagine what things would look like if we did actually have that person. I might be able to help you kind of visualize that a little bit.
I choose my ground, a platform cold and true.
Pardon me.
This market's a lover, her secrets untold. The charts hum low, a lonesome serenade. Play her wrong, she'll leave you bare. In the crypto moonlight, I'm riding high. Leverage soft like a sigh in the night. Stop loss carved where the shadows fall. I'm chasing stars.
Now, y'all, if I was president, this war would not even be going on. We would all be having bourbon and wine spritzers, sitting around Camp David talking about yellow school buses. That's what the world would look like now. I would give you joy, spread the joy and the love, and you'd never hear me talking. You'd never see me. I would be Kamala Ninja. That's what we'd have. Scary AF.
I steal my gain slow like a lover's touch. Strew out in silence, never wanting too much.
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for an hour 42 minutes on a Sunday night. She has the best one. Bookmap is hard to read, says Kelly Matt. Hey Kelly, how's it going? Sweet looks like it's headed to 225. Is that up or down? I think that's down, isn't it? 24 minute. What'd she do? She bounced off of 245? Let's zoom out on Sweet. Possible bear trap. Oh, for that trend line. We lost that trend line again. Alright, let's get all the old stuff off. How far'd you get up? You went up to 618. So I still see this as an ABC correction. I see 3 waves to the upside and a nice correction downside. This little bastard. Yeah, you could be right there. 226 is what I'm getting on this particular chart with the 786 there. That would be an excellent place for it to try to bounce. I hope it doesn't go 886. They don't always go 886. But gosh darn, what'd you give me over here?
Beneath the silver sky, the shadows weep. I chase a coin that no heart believes.
Give me that. You didn't. Okay. Elliot, you see it too? Okay, Elliot sees it too. Elliot even thinks maybe 214. That's why we don't. That's why we don't hang out with him. That 786 fib would be great, but yeah, I think you picked that one great, Kelly. Good area to watch right there. And we broke the trend line there, so that kind of sucks. Kind of that idea. Oh, could you go lower? I hope you don't. Oh, that looks... Why we got a 618 at 235? In case that she doesn't quite touch that 786 there, just like she just goes just that little smidgen above it. Let's see what happens here at that 618 here. Sometimes when they don't come down and hit those fibs just perfectly, there's another little story form in there, and you just kind of dial into it. And you got to start chasing these smaller moves here to kind of read that. So up there a little bit more. Let's paint him orange. Keep an eye on him. Dot him up there a little bit so we know to not take him too seriously, but keep our eyes open there. That's about 235. Let's see if get a little reaction there. Oh my. You look delicious with some gravy. I've heard it before. I know where you're going with this. How's it going, Traveling Trader? Platter ain't gonna get me on your plate, baby. I think that we looked at Uniswap, didn't we? We talked about it. I don't know if we looked at it, but we talked about it. What is that? Is that COIN? What the hell is COIN? What the hell is that? That's on MEXC. There's a COIN. Does Uniswap have? Are they doing something over there? Here in the 4-hour Uniswap, I like what I see over here. She's cheap. How much of these moving averages on this 4-hour? On all these altcoins, and also the weekly. Remember, some of them are showing some bearish signs, man, printing some red dots and things like that. Uniswap hadn't done that yet. We talked about that in the last couple of weeks on some of these, like XRP had that red dot on the weekly a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we talked about that. And how'd that work out? Because I remember that stream was like, oh, I'd be careful because it was going up, man. So and so that's what it feels like, right? XRP coming up, it's about 260, 261. This was mid-May there, like, yeah! XRP, man! We're going to the moon! Like to the upside! And we looked on the weekly and said, man, that's got a red dot. That's a sell signal that's saying something might be happening here. And then weeks later, yeah, of course, we're down. Well, the good news now, we start looking for a green dot. Start looking for that green money flow. That's the first sign that, hey man, we're trying to get there. XRP, gosh darn it, altcoins, why are you having to do this? Just keep dropping on our asses like that. That sucks, baby. Stop it. Here on the 1 hour, we're trying to get some relief out of altcoins. Man, I hope this crap sticks. I spy with my little eye on this 1 hour time frame. A nice little trying to be bullish candle, but more importantly, the 5 moving average just crossed that 9. It didn't follow price to do it, but it's going by price action back over here. Mathematically, it's saying the averages is bullish, and that might be enough to get us up there. That little cross confirms here. It's probably already done it on the smaller time frame. She did, and then gave it back and playing with us. 36-minute. So I'm actually looking for them to be playing with us on the weekend, and they scare us to bejesus, and then we get a little relief rally. I mean, then that is our opportunity to de-risk, but they may just be trying to scare the bejesus out of us this weekend. Worst time to capitulate is on the weekend on altcoins, and worst time to get scared, and especially on a Sunday. And they may come in with a double sucker punch tomorrow and try to drive us down to some of these lower targets. That could be also what we're looking. But right now we're getting some support. And so with basically altcoins and themselves, or even total 3, we just need the next few hours as we go into Sunday and everything. See if we can knock out this little high here. See if we can get back up to 800 billion. And if we see that, and we're making this W pattern here, chances are, well, they were just playing with us this weekend, and they may pump us on up to a little bit more Monday and Tuesday, and then start dumping on us again. Or some bad news will come in, but we got a chance to be taking profits and maybe entering some scalp longs. I would not be looking at shorting it yet. Short the relief rally if you're looking at shorting. whether it be total 3 or whatever. A lot of the altcoins have similar price action. So if a shorting would be coming up to find areas of resistance where we're getting rejected at, like 0.5 fibs, that would be a really good one. Guys, I think I'm going to call it a night since we're about 2 hours in, 20 people hanging out. Just be careful with the altcoins. Did we lose? Oh, did I erase it? Crypto bubbles? Crypto bubbles, man. Crypto bubbles. Look at all these discounts on the weekly, on the monthly, even on the daily. While we get they're starting to come up a little bit. Getting some green over here on the 1 hour. Yeah, starting to do some stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, trade carefully tomorrow as we go into Monday. And if I'm not mistaken, they got a bunch of news coming up this week. Something's coming up. Let's take a look at that real quick. We know what we're preparing for. I see a lot of these little symbols down here, and they're telling us that existing home sales, that's on, what is that? 23rd? That's tomorrow. Bed Trail Apparel testimony. Oh, that's going to be a fun day for market makers. Yeah. So, the 24th there. Oh, man. That's coming soon. Bed Trail Apparel testimony again. Then we got durable month-over-month growth rates. Core PCE. That one's going to be, I think, Thursday. That one might have some. The Powell doing the whatever this is. Get ready for a crazy week. Get ready for a weird-ass week. Get ready for some nice manipulation, probably even on the Standard & Poor's over here. They'll probably try to pull some finagling over here. Some people are looking to go to a higher high. All I know is we're in a place that we could be getting rejected there, and we are so far. Let's see what we do over here. This would be like the regular stock market, tech stocks and things like that. They're at an area where they could start making a top pattern over here. Could. Rather than going for that higher high. So we are the shaky part of the market, man. Shaky part of the market. Those selling May guys, they nailed it again. Guys, I'm saying good night. Going over to the end screen.
Bitcoin's gone. I miss the rise. Satoshi slipped.
That was so graceful, Road Dog. No, it wasn't. Was it?
Accounts empty, hearts in a bind. Should've held tight, lost my mind. Yeah. Is it too late now to say I'm wrong? Prices pumping, I don't belong. Wells are laughing, gain so bright. Baby, can we turn back the fight? Crypto pulse, is it too
Bitcoin steadily making its way up. We got a higher high in here on the 5 minute. Let me go to the 6 minute. I kind of like that one better. Bitcoin bouncing off of this area, 101,000. Made a higher high, higher low. Working on making a little smaller, miniature higher highs. Looking to see if we can get back above 103. Get back above. Reclaim that mystical 236 Fibonacci area, 103.3. Reclaim it. They might have just been playing with us this whole weekend. Dirty bastards. Dirty, dirty, dirty.
under the moon? Accounts a ghost, but I feel the beat. Dancing to crypto, finding
Thank you, Kelly.
yeah. Is it too late now to say I'm wrong? Prices pumping, I don't belong.
I might put on a couple of new songs.
So bright.
Let me see if I can find them.
Crypto pulse, is it too late to feel? Money's calling, trying to make it real. Spin me back, let the beat heal my soul. Crypto pulse, taking back control. Crypto pulse, lift me home. Crypto pulse.
darn it, I thought I had that one.
Crypto pulse, is it too late to feel? Money's calling, trying to make it real. Spin me back, let the beat heal my soul. Crypto pulse, taking back control.
So I think this one was in the intro.
Lift me home. Crypto pulse. Crypto pulse, fade into the light.
See if I can find another room real quick.
Make it right, make it right, make it right, make crypto pulse. Fade into the light, dancing past my crypto night. Make it right, make it right, make it right, make crypto pulse. Trapped in bad dreams.
Oops, that's not it.
I used to drown my sorrows when the market fell. Satoshi sinking low, a personal hell. Accounts of ghost tempting me to break, but I stay sober for the market's sake. Oh, crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me strength, let the hope flow free. Crypto sober is saving me, yeah. Dips hit hard, I fight the old desire. Whales in the shadows, fuel in the fire. Accounts my anchor, keeping me whole. Sober through the crash, reclaiming my soul. Oh, crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me strength, let the hope flow free. Crypto sober is saving me, yeah. Every drop I face, I stand my ground. Satoshi's promise, a steady sound. Hold my will, redemption's near. Crypto's my fight, wiping every tear. Crypto sober, holding on tight, rising through the red, shining my light. Pour me strength to let the hope flow free. Crypto sober, saving me, yeah. Crypto sober, fade into the morn, sipping my resolve till the storm is warm, yeah. Keep me whole, keep me whole. Ragged soul dancing neath the voodoo moon. Crypto siren well spinning my tune. High on the rush, a devil's delight, crashing like a freight train bleeding the night. Voodoo crypto screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fuel in the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow night.
It's cold.